What's going on, guys? Today we're going to take you on another tour of my 32 unit apartment complex. This is a 3-week update since deciding we really need to make a turnaround on this specific property. So we're going to show you the renovations we've taken on and our plans moving forward. And I think the trend you'll notice with the channel is I'm trying to be completely transparent about the good, the bad, and the ugly. This specific investment, I am now over 6 years in. It has been a cash cow, and now it's time to pay the piper a little bit with some of the things that we're having to put money into. So we're gonna run you through all of that. And with that being said, let's jump into it. All right, guys, I wanna show you a renovation we took on. I wanna walk you through my full thought process on this property and just give you a rundown, because this was the biggest project I have ever purchased up to this point in my life. I don't want to say I took the eye off the prize, but what I've realized owning 260 residential units, having multiple businesses, it's very easy to lose track and to not hold the right people accountable on a consistent basis. My life has been very busy and very crazy over the last 5 years. And because of that, certain things have slipped through the cracks. And so I'm trying to just be transparent with you guys on how that happened. I think also, even though I'm showing these problems on a more consistent basis, there has been a lot of fun behind this because we have so many things going right, but it's also very easy to see the things that are going wrong. I want to walk you around. We are 3 weeks since I came and toured this property. And I think one of the things that I've learned is looking at KPIs without following up on regular inspections and coming and checking in on the property can be very problematic, because with KPIs, this specific property has been cash flowing like crazy. And it's a very tricky predicament, because what I've learned is if you have certain units in a certain location that aren't A properties that, maybe you're pushing for B, but kind of slip into C-type properties, you can end up in a problematic situation, because if your number one indicator is cash flow, which has been the situation on these, and I think your management company knows that's what you're looking at, it's very easy to put as little into a property as possible and have a lot of deferred maintenance build up while keeping the cash flow extremely strong. The cash flow on this specific property has been absolutely insane. And I might open up the books in the next video, but for this video, just take my word for it in that our mortgage has been very small, our expenses have been very small, and all 32 of these units have been bringing in somewhere from $850 to $1,100 per unit, and they have crushed it. As you can see, the parking lot is full. We have all of these units full, and we have had all of these units full. Even though from an outside perspective, there are lots of things I'm frustrated with. When I walk this property, I don't want weeds on my property. I don't want any damaged property. I want them power washed. I want them cleaned. I want them nice. When you look at this, we're gonna have to make some hard decisions about resealing it again and milking this for another 5-10 years. Or at what point do we say, hey, we need to take some responsibility and completely tear up and redo all of the parking, which is a very major expense. I think from a cleaning standpoint, when you have 32 units with lots and lots of tenants, probably over 100 tenants that are living in this complex, you have things where things get messy. We have someone that comes by on a regular basis and cleans up the trash, but it's like, hey, how often should we be power washing? Should we be cleaning? Should we be doing all of these things? And so I think for me, I have now entered the point where from a financial standpoint, I'm doing really well. And so much of that is because of real estate. But some of these assets, I want them held to a higher standard. And that is going to require putting money in to have them at a standard that I'm happy with. So with this specific property, here are the plans, and here's how I'm kind of determining these plans. First of all, I do not want to own a property that does not have green grass and no weeds. Just general maintenance on the exterior, from power washing, keeping them clean. I'm fine with older properties and having to work through when to make those decisions when it comes to redoing the exteriors. I think these exteriors can look really nice if we do things correctly with the landscape and other stuff, but the landscape is going to become a top priority for me. All of these units still have aluminum windows, which we got money back when we purchased them 6 years ago because of the windows. And you can see on some of them we've replaced, but I just dove into figuring out I don't know if it's the county or the state has something going where they will give us a discount for windows. So I made the decision that this year I want to try and replace all of the windows in all of the units. I think that will be phenomenal as far as a facelift for the front of the property. We're gonna have someone coming by on a regular basis. And I think also I've made some management changes. I have actually developed a software that I personally am going to use, and I'm gonna share with you guys so that you can follow up with regular check-ins, so that monthly, quarterly, and yearly, there are different things from an inspection standpoint. What I've come to find is lots of property management companies commit to do that, but there's no accountability there. And so I want pictures, because a lot of these properties we want to be able to walk, but we're going to talk about that on a consistent basis. The last thing is inside of these units and how you determine to not over renovate, but also to hold on to a certain quality of tenant by renovating to the right point without overspending. And so we're going to take you inside a unit that we showed you 3 weeks ago that was destroyed and talk about our plans for this and our plans for all of these units moving forward. All right, come on in. So first of all, there was a lot of smell in here. So what we did is we stripped everything out and we covered the place with something called kills. That will hopefully eliminate any and all smells. So we got this down to nothing. We're on the concrete, we painted that, painted the walls, and now it's time to start making it look pretty. So we've got a crew that's already started on flooring. We ripped out all of the baseboard, and it is incredible how, and you'll be able to see when we get to finished product, putting on baseboard, new flooring goes a long way. We've got plans for all new fixtures in here. The person that I have doing renovations now is incredible. This project, we've been working through a bunch of others. This will be completely done in 1 week, and we're gonna be leasing it out. It took us a little longer to get it started, just because I've been having a ton of projects and I had that whole crew over at the motel, which is crushing it. All the units are filled and ready to go. So that video is gonna be really, really fun, especially because as of right now, halfway through the month, we have more revenue at the motel than it did last year with the previous owner in the entire month, which is absolutely insane that finally things are coming around there. But what we made the decision, we also put down a base on all of the cabinets. What I decided is I looked at this property, I looked at market rents, and here is my dilemma that I'll run you guys through. When we bought this property, everything was rented at $400 to $500 per unit. And I knew just as is, with a couple tweaks, we could get rents up to $850. We are now in a market where if we renovate these, I think to top notch, that they should be able to pull between 11 and 1200, which would be phenomenal. Now here's the catch. With the renovations on this unit, we have to. We're not gonna not redo things. But this entire renovation, from painting all the walls, new light fixtures, new flooring, painting the cabinets, with my crew is gonna end up being right at $8,000, which is gonna be awesome. Do I wanna put $8,000 into every single unit in this 32 unit apartment complex? I do not. Just to show you what that would look like, if we were to do 8,000 times 32, that would put us at a $250,000 in. Now, from a cash flow perspective, that probably puts me about maybe a little over 2 years before I'm breaking even on that. And I do not want to take that all on, especially considering all of these are cash flowing really well. A lot of them at current rents of $950 on average. So here's the dilemma I face. We have so many units that we come into that you could spend $1,000 to $2,000 and you could re-rent them at $850 to $950. What kind of tenant does that leave you with? That's the tricky part. Now, if we come in and redo all of these, there is a good likelihood that we can get $1,100 to $1,200. Here is the sketchy situation that I've put myself in. Because some of these tenants have been placed with us only putting $1,000 to $2,000 into, rougher turns or no money into turns with tenants, our tenant pool or the quality of tenant has slowly trickled. And it's tricky because then you're putting no money into it. You're not getting quite as quality a tenant, but every tenant you trickle, they're a little harder and a little rougher with the property. Your risks of eviction goes up, your risks of problematic tenants goes up. And so it's a slippery slope to turning into a slumlord. And so what I determined to do is on this property and 2 others, we are gonna do full renovations. We're gonna have the full $8,000 in, and we're gonna see what we can rent them up. We're gonna get the exterior cleaned up over the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, and hopefully you can see that kind of flourish as we go through the summer. And we are going to see how difficult it is with the current state of the property and the current tenant pool to fill it. If we can fill them at $1,200, that's a very easy yes to say, hey, every tenant that goes out, let's put the money in as they become available, and let's really get that tenant pool up. We've crushed it for years and years on this. Our break even would probably be 1.5 years, 2 years out for spending that much. And then on any of them that we don't have to do that much, we'll kind of adjust with it. But I kind of determined that for this specific property, it has been a cash cow for me, and I'm okay putting money back in. Now, here's the thing where I feel dumb, but also now experienced. I've learned that there are 2 ways to invest in real estate. There is the way of milking, and pulling as much cash flow out of the property as you can. And then there's the long game of, hey, let's make sure we're keeping a certain quality of tenant in these units. And that is the game that I want to play. Have I cash flowed extremely well? Is some of that cash flow from the past going to be eaten into, or am I just looking at it as an investment in the future where some of this cash flow is going to be delayed? Yes. Overall, does it still work out to be a phenomenal return on this investment? It does, especially when I look at what I want this asset to be in the future. If I ever go to refinance or to sell, I want this thing to look phenomenal. I want to maximize my rents, but here's the trick. I could put $8,000 into this. Now, alternatively, I could put $20,000, $25,000 per unit and maybe increase my rent to $1,400 or $1,500, maybe, but that's also not very likely because there's so much new product in better locations. And this is where you have to be really careful as an investor, because you can come in and you can have a lot of fun making something absolutely beautiful for only $100 or $200 extra per month. If that, there's also a risk you just can't do it because of the location, and then you've overspent and screwed yourself over. And even with this $8,000 per unit, there's some risk that you can get into problematic areas where you might be able to spend $5,000 per unit and still fill it at the $1,100 or $1,200. And so that's the constant struggle we're in. And so with these 3 renovations, we're gonna kind of relook at the market. We're gonna do them at slightly different tiers that I'll share with you. We're gonna see how difficult they are to fill. We're gonna get the exterior looking good, and then we're gonna be able to make a decision moving forward on how we wanna handle every renovation and kind of have a set standard for any time one of these becomes vacant. All right, now that I've talked you to death, come in here, we'll show you. We've got this floor covered because they've been painting. I am usually opposed to painting the cabinets. The person that I have doing the construction for me or these renovations, he said, Chandler, I want to see how we do if we repaint these cabinets. If you remember, they were all wood. We're going to see how these turn out and what it does to rents. And I know for years and years and years, I've been the king proponent of, if the cabinets are functioning, even if they're old and they look dated, just leave them because it's not going to affect the rent that much. I was willing to let him paint these. So we're gonna see how it turns out, how it looks, and how it rents. And right now it looks like a mess to me. I've seen the finished product of the crew that has done my motel and all of these other projects. In all honesty, that crew alone, I am probably this year alone, $600,000 worth of renovations into them on turns, on new projects, on other stuff. I trust them endlessly, and so I'm really excited to see how this turns out. If you come back here, you can see the flooring is awesome. We just did a massive bulk order of flooring, so we're getting that really cheap. I think a lot of people are saying, Chandler, how on earth are you gonna paint cabinets, put in flooring, repaint, re-baseboard, and do all of that for $8,000 for a unit that's over 1,000 square feet? And you guys are gonna see. In here, you can see the kills is down on the floor. We've got everything kind of down to base level where now we can work up, and it's gonna be really exciting to see how these end up. One last bedroom, assuming they're gonna get started in here, putting the flooring down, then put the base, and then do final coats of paint. But I'm really excited to see how these turn out. I'm also really excited to kind of jump back into things. The last thing that I wanted to say, I'm gonna catch some flack for the state of disrepair that some of my properties have fallen into. As a experienced real estate investor, I've been doing this for, oh heck, pushing 15 years of investing in real estate. I've seen it all. The only excuse I'm going to use is with 260 units, we have had a couple management issues, even here locally in Idaho, that we've made tweaks that I'm really excited about moving forward. We are crushing it from a cash flow perspective. And I think for me, I took my eye off the prize of coming and actually seeing the properties and making sure they were up to my standard. And a big reason for that is my life has been insane with other businesses, with Maddie and cancer and life, and figuring that out and getting remarried and having a child. And so many of these things have been pushed on the back burner. And I'm really excited about the content side of things because I want to show you guys where we were, the negotiations, where we're at. I'm going to show you our new projects that have taken a ton of my attention, and now some of the old projects that I've said, hey, after doing these new projects, I think my standard has changed. I think in a lot of things, I don't want cash flow or returns to be the only main metric I look at. I think beautifying my community and where I live and making sure that I am providing a peak rental, peak housing for the people at this price point is a very, very big motivator and goal for me moving forward. So with all of that being said, if you guys enjoy videos like this, please let me know. They're very different from a lot of the other content I've done, but I think they're longer. They give you more of a walkthrough, more of my thoughts, and it's gonna be really fun to see where we start and where we end on this. And so if you enjoy them, make sure you remember to like, subscribe, hit the little bell. We'll look forward to seeing you in future videos.